what's going to happen to China? Maybe a lot. I have to tell you, I know you're going to find this very, very shocking. I'm a bit of a cynic. I tend to predict the worst. And yes, you could be like, Jesse, but you're so smart and handsome. You're always right. And a lot of that's true. I mean, let's be honest, all of that's true. But I have, throughout this process, you've heard me say it a million times, I'm worried that nothing is really going to happen to China. I've been worried that, one, China flexes its muscle. It's Friday, shut up. China flexes its muscle. They make cheap goods. People like cheap goods. Have you ever been to Walmart? People like cheap goods. That's just the bottom line. Companies like cheap labor. And China has known this. China has exploited this fact. And throughout this whole thing, I have not taken a lot of stock in all the anger I've seen from people. I mean, yes, obviously I think people were blaming China. You should blame China. It is China's fault, after all. But people get caught up in their anger at the time, and they say things they don't really mean. When's the last time you got in a fight with the wife? Did you say anything you really meant there or didn't mean there? Yeah, that's how it works. I'm mad at China, and China's going to do this, and China's going to do that, and we're done with China, and let's have war with China, and China, and then all this passes. Economy gets going again, or maybe the economy isn't quite going again, and maybe we have some inflation. I mean, we printed like $6 trillion. Maybe we want some cheap goods. Where are we going to find those cheap goods? That's been my worry. But look, I hear things like this from Senator Lindsey Graham. Gives me hope.
If it were not for the irresponsibility of the Chinese Communist Party, there would be no pandemic in the world. Americans would be alive today and 22 million people would be at work. China's responsible. It's time to hold them responsible. They're the largest state sponsor of pandemics in the entire globe, and they need to pay a price.
I like that, and he's right. And what does give me hope? See, I'm going to be sunny, Jesse, today. It's freaking Friday, baby. It's Friday. It's time to be sunny, Jesse. So let me give it to you. Maybe enough people have been hurt by this, enough countries have been hurt by this, that maybe we actually will see some progress. When I'm seeing these economic numbers out of Europe, I know what they are here. Who's been telling you that from the beginning? When I see the economic numbers out of Europe, I think, ouch. We're talking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9% complete economic retraction in Europe. Maybe, just maybe, at the back end of all this, they're going to be hurting badly enough that they're going to want to join with us to economically punish China. And understand this. Anybody who sells you anything else besides economic punishment is either naive or they're lying to you. We can't have a hot war with China. You heard Jim Hansen talk about it the other day. You heard that retired Brigadier General from the Air Force, Spaulding, talk about it the other day on our China special. There is, well, we can't get to China. They have a ring of intermediate missiles around China. We can't get there. This has to be fought economically. And it can't just be fought by us. We like to think that. I like to think that. It's America, baby. Hot dogs and fireworks and screw everybody else. And normally I would agree. But if you're talking about economically punishing China, we can't just stop buying their goods and have everyone else go back to buying their goods. That doesn't work. Everybody has to decide China needs to pay for this. Maybe they will. Representative Dan Crenshaw has a new bill out on it. Check this out. Quote, "We need to hold the Chinese government accountable for their malicious lies and cover-up that allowed the coronavirus to spread across the world. The communist regime expelled journalists, silenced whistleblowers, and withheld vital information that delayed the global response to the pandemic. Simply put, their actions cost American lives and livelihoods. This bill will help ensure China's actions are not without consequences." I like it. I like it a lot. You know what? I think we're going to go ahead and get Dan Crenshaw on the show. Not today. We're going to get him on the show soon. And I want to break down the nitty-gritty of this bill, of what it actually does, and I mean, what recourse do you have? Let's be honest. Look around right now. There are a lot of Americans with quite an axe to grind with China. I'm looking forward to that. Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.